Right, okay.
Yes.
Now, you know what to do?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
yes,
you
yes,
sure?
Yes, sir.
Now, it's not like being on the radio show.
No.
Okay, now, this is going to be the first item.
Yes.
Huh. Oh, hang on. Right, hello, welcome to Whale On tonight, another fascinating programme with just that hint of,
Whatever.
yes, whatever, hint of whatever, including our new gardening set on how to grow things in a plastic bag, which I think is very useful for all sorts of people. So, without more ado, Humphrey, pick that up, take it into the studio, and upstairs, roll titles. Come on, Humphrey, let's move. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Whale On tonight, another late-night feast of entertainment. This is my friend over here, Cyrung. Just give him a quick blow. We'll hear more of this a little later on. This is the Didgeridoo. Lovely, thank you. That's great. Marvellous. Nice round of applause for that. Yep. The gang is all here. Gary Jacobs, my pal Gary Jacobs, had a letter about you today.
Did you really?
Yes, had a letter about you. Humphrey, where are you? Hold on to that for a moment, will you? For goodness sake. What do I pay you for? This is a fascinating letter. Fascinating letter.
Can't wait to hear it, James.
It comes from Shrewsbury in Shropshire. Can you say that?
Shrewsbury.
In Shropshire.
Yeah, Shrew.
Okay, it says, Dear James, please could you ask Gary Jacobs if I could have a signed full-length photograph of him wearing his jockey shorts, as I think he is an absolute dish. When I saw him...
Is this signed by a man
It is
or a
funny,
woman?
isn't it? Yes. Miss Jan Perry. When I saw him the other week working out with those ladies, I thought, ooh, and I went all weak at the knees.
I'm
Carry
going
on.
weak at the knees now.
What does that say from there? Go on, read.
I love that man, and I want to have his babies. She could have them. They're 30, 28, 25,
Could you introduce
22, and 19. She could have them all.
That's for you.
Thank you.
All right. And we'll see you later.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, please. Right. Now, dedicate the programme to an area. That's what we do now. Welcome, Danny. Come on, Danny, bring it in. Nice round of applause for Danny. Now, I'd be very, very careful. Are you trying to emulate me or Oprah Winfrey? Never mind. Here. I think he fancies you. Which one? Humphrey. I know he fancies you. Okay, fine. Right, we're dedicating the entire programme tonight to... Edinburgh. The whole... What's wrong with that? Is that okay?
That's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, okay. Edinburgh. So, all those of you who are watching at the moment in Edinburgh, the programme is dedicated especially to you there. That's nice, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Model it. Off you go. Thank you very much indeed. That was the map. And Danny, thank you. Wonderful. Hey. The producer said, let's have more movement. Do you like the shirt, by the way? It's rather good, isn't it? Do you think that's nice? Yeah? I thought so too. Competition time. You'd like to know who won competition a week or so ago? Was Chris Owen. Well done, Chris Owen from West Ealing in London. And you are off to Rhodes with a friend. Well, at least I hope it's a friend. And this week's competition for a holiday for two people to be taken in Crete. And, of course, we are continuing our thing of stopping people being cruel to my whale friends here. You like those whales? That's rather nice, isn't it? Of course, if we had more money, we could have real whales coming in. And, well, we couldn't have real whales, but real film of, or animated film, but... Oh, what the heck. Anyway, right. So, which recent feature film tells the story of freeing an orca whale? That's a killer whale. That's a posh name for a killer whale. An orca. Was it Born Free, Free Willy, or Cry Freedom? And if you know the answer, 0891 900 007, and you can ring that number until midnight on Sunday. Shush. Trude, I think to take the ladder and go for a minute now, because I'm going to do the spot here of gardening. Okay, thank you. All right? Please. Just over there, because it spoils the illusion. We think this is television, and does that look okay? Do you think that's all right? Okay, this is a new feature on the programme, and I thought I would call it Grow Up. Grow Up, okay? And we're going to go step by step, each week, I hope, through some... Oh, camera 2 in front of me. Through some of the problems you may be having in... I'm trying to do this. Come on. Some of the problems you may have in growing. And we thought because a lot of you may not have big gardens, we would grow in a polythene bag. And why not? And seeing that most gardeners seem to be becoming television presenters, I thought television presenters could now turn the tables and become gardeners. OK, so, going all right at the moment?
Yes, sir.
Good,
Yes.
fine, good.
Yes.
Right, now, so, first of all, this is what you need for growing down. This is what you need for growing in a plastic bag. You need a plastic bag with compost in it. Easy to get, you can buy them in all sorts of shops, or if you want, you could... Could you move it forward a bit, because I'm going to bend over here and get paint on my bum. Move it forward, come on, bring it forward. Just bring it forward a bit. That's it, come on. OK, right, that's good. OK, right, go back and stand over there. That's fine.
Yes, sir.
That's fine. Get that straight. What? No, I can't help you. I'm the star. Go on.
That's right.
Bog off over there. Right.
Right.
So there we are. That's the plastic bag. And our first programme tonight is how to make a hole in the plastic bag. Well, some of them have these bits written on it for you. But we thought tonight it'd be very easy just to show you. Take the, what's this?
Trowel.
Trowel, yes, take the trowel and make an incision like that. And then if you do this all the way around like that, very easy, and you see Bob's your uncle or something, and rip it out, and there we are. Now look at that. Is that good?
A very good planting station.
Very nice.
Yes.
There you are. So, next week, I'm going to show you how to plant things and make a hole in the soil. But that's next week. For now, from all of us at Grow Up, good night. Clear it up. Come here. Clear it up. Right. OK. Come here. Right. Good. We need the scenery for next week for Grow Up. It's good. I like that bit. Did you?
It's excellent, wonderful. You make
Right.
a wonderful gardener.
OK.
Listen, before
We didn't do too much last week, so
No.
I thought I might go and sit over here and watch as you get on with this week.
listen, before I deal with the legal problems,
Yeah.
I've actually got a letter from the Norwegian Embassy dealing with the minke whale situation.
Yeah.
And what they say is that the International Whaling Commission has actually allowed them to kill over 220 whales on the basis that it's within what they call the catch limit algorithm, so it's not going to make much difference to the population of 86,000. But what I calculated is that 220 whales out of 86,000 is like killing the whole population of the London Borough of Havering when compared to the rest of England. So it strikes me as
That's
though...
not nice, is it?
It's not very nice.
The whole point is, though, the whole point is not so much of the killing of whales, it's the cruel way that they do it, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I take a different view. Whales are mammals. Whales are a very important part of our lives, and I've been out whale watching. I have actually sailed with whales, and I think they're terrible the way people kill them for food. I think there are better things to eat, including cows. Right, let's get on with some letters.
That's not very nice, because now we get loads of letters in from cow lovers.
I know. Okay. My wife's a vegetarian, but she eats
So's
fish.
mine.
My ex-mother-in-law slandered me on paper. The solicitor said
really?
it would cost
Is
10...
this the letter, or
yes,
is this about
yes,
your wife being
this
a
is the letter.
vegetarian?
Joe Revel.
Does your wife not like meat at all?
My wife doesn't like meat at all.
right,
No, no. All fish, all fish. Listen. The solicitor quoted £10,000. Oi, listen. It's terrible. He's a terrible audience. Solicitor quoted £10,000 to sue for libel. She wants to know, can she get legal aid? Simple answer is no. You can't get legal aid for libel. It's one of the few things that you have to be very rich to do. Man was stopped speeding 44 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. He didn't know because the policeman said to him, well, you should have looked at the amount of lampposts they were 100 metres apart, but the policeman used the words, there's a signal to show you go at 30 miles an hour. He says, I didn't know that, do you, Gary? The answer is yes, I do. If there are regularly placed lights all the way along the street, that means you cannot exceed the speed limit. A wonderful letter here. Somebody got on a bus. It was 42 pence paid for the fare, subsequently told it should have been 67p, wants to know whether they should report the bus driver for undercharging 25p. No, it makes change.
We get some good letters, don't we?
Yeah,
I mean, I like the way
cost
people's minds are
25p.
working. We get some good letters, yes.
Cost 25p for the stamp. And one more, do one more.
Yeah, one more.
Somebody bought a
We want
car.
another letter for Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody bought a car for £1,300. Turned out it was stolen. Police took it away. The person who they bought it from couldn't be sued, couldn't be prosecuted because they did exactly the same thing. They want to know how they can get their money back. The answer is you can't. If you buy a stolen car, I'm afraid to say, if it's a stolen car, you can't get your money back. And I'm terribly sorry. It happens to a lot of people. So always insist on a logbook. Always insist on a receipt, name, address and phone number, the man you buy it from.
One more here. This letter comes from Snedden in Edinburgh, where we dedicated the programme to. B. Snedden, an avid viewer. And he says, congratulations for devoting so much time to the issues of whaling, which we're pleased that a lot of people have been writing about that. Interested in doing more. I think your programme is great, especially...
Oh, well, that's very nice.
Gary Jacobs.
Well, it's a shame coming from Edinburgh because, of course, the law that I give is, in fact, English law. I'm not allowed to give Scottish law. Are you not?
We ought to get a Scottish solicitor on here, shouldn't we, really?
Well, I'll find you one.
And he
talk
likes
in a different language.
He likes Baz, too. He likes Baz.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, how could you not like it?
He, unfortunately... he doesn't...
Where is he? Where is this man? Where is
he? He doesn't mention you at all. Anyway, never mind. No, fine. Right, ladies and gentlemen, Gary Jacobs! Thank you. The more you clap, less programme we have. If you would like to write to us, if you would attend me, if you would like to be on the programme, a musician or an entertainer or something like that, and we have a lot of entertainment for you tonight, or a letter for Gary, this is the address to write to. Get a shot of this over here. Wail on. I'll do it like they do in pantomime, OK? Here we go. Wail on, right? MMTV, 5 to 7 Carnaby Street, London Street, London W1. Liz, what are you doing? Why are you doing... You're only in charge of makeup. You're supposed to be in charge of makeup. Come here, Liz. Goodness sake. Right. Oh, I'm sorry. I walked into a very messy shop there. I am so sorry. I am sorry. No, I'm sorry, darling. I am sorry. OK? Is that all right, love? OK, sweet? Is it? Have you finished? I should talk now? OK, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. First time on TV, guys, I think? Or not? They can't decide. I think, well, they look a bit, you know, they're not sure. It'll be interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Peacemaker!
Selfish reasons make you one of a kind. Can't put your hands on everything that you see. A whimsical animal that you want to be. Open a car door, said you can't do that. Polish the floor, said you won't do that. Warm caress, said you can't do that. Gonna buy a beautiful dress with you in a rude way. Hey man, can't do that cause you know that. Hey there man, do that, you can't do that, cause you know that. Hey man, can't do that, cause you know that, yeah. Hey there man, you can't do that because you know that. Know just what you do, attitudes that don't sit too well, making other people's life just like hell, scoffing at and breaking nearly every rule. Treat me like you're treating me like I'm still at school. Open the car door, said you can't do that. Polish the floor, said you won't do that. One caress, said you can't do that. So can I buy a beautiful dress with you in a rude way? Hey man, can't do that, cause you know that. Hey there man, can't do that, cause you know that. Hey man, can't do that, cause you know that, yeah. Hey there man, you can't do that because you know that. Know just what you do, said you can do that. Polish the floor, said you won't do that. One caress, said you can do that. So can I buy your beautiful dress with you in a rude way? Hey man, can't do that, cause you know that. Hey there man, can't do that, cause you know that. Hey man, can't do that, cause you know that, yeah. Hey there man, you can't do that because you know that. Know just what you're doing. Hey man, can't do that cause you know that. Hey man, can't do that, you can't do that cause you know that. Hey man, can't do that cause you know that, yeah. Hey there man, you can't do that because you know that. Know just what you're doing to me.
Peacemaker. And you can't do that. They'll be back a little later on. I'm worn out just watching you guys. Thank you very much indeed. They're down here from Manchester tonight, so that's good as well. Now, before we take the break, don't forget your chance to win a holiday for 2 people on the island of Crete. All you have to do is answer this simple, teeny-weeny question. And that is, which recent feature film tells the story of freeing an orca whale, or an orca whale, or a killing whale? Right? Well, it's a little one. Killer whale, right? Was the film called Born Free, Free Willy, or Cry Freedom? 0891 900 007, and those lines are open until midnight on Sunday. Did you enjoy that, Keith? Did you enjoy that? That was very, very good. Would you like to do that again? Because, let's face it, I'll tell you what, I'll hold the camera, give me the camera, and just show them what you did. The way you, yes, the way you ran round. Go on, just show them how you did it. In fact, you hold the camera, just show him how he comes. There we are, just do it again, because I think you should watch the way he puts a lot into this show. There we are, okay, oh, watch this. Look at that, look at that. Oh, look, very good, very good. And there we are, comes back to me. Time for a little entertainment. Humphrey, come and clear this away. Get your bells to clear the set away.
Right,
come on, okay.
Could the crew please clear this piece up?
Fine, that's very good.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Humphrey.
Right.
Take Jerry Hayes off somewhere where he's not looking quite so...
Mr. Wales, yes, Mr. Wales, could you please come and talk about the paintings on the wall?
The paintings on the wall?
Yes, they're rather nice.
Yes, they're very
Thank you,
nice. They're fine. Trudy, they're lovely.
Right.
They're lovely.
I did them especially
Yes,
for you, dear.
I know you did. I know you did.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all right. Is he calling you for or not? No problems?
No, he's fine.
What's he sticking that at you for? Look at that. Disgusting. Okay. Now, a little entertainment. Clear the place. Let's get ready. At home, if you are just a little bit prudish, you may like to go and make a cup of coffee at this moment. For those of you who like a good belly laugh, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Seen before, I have to tell you, on the Des O'Connor show. I'll do that again. Seen before on the Des O'Connor show, but now working to a really large audience. Please would you welcome Mr. Phil Butler!
Whoa. Thank you, very nice. Yes, the James is James Mason, I don't know why. Anyway, yes, all right, nice to see you nice. Anyway, my name's Phil Butler, I'm usually a comic, but I'm breaking into ventriloquism now. Breaking into ventriloquism now. So, what I'd like you to do, you see, is I'd like you to welcome out a very good friend of mine. Please welcome out my friend, give it up for Nobby! My very good friend Nobby here, and Nobby, oh look at the people, would you? There we are. Now, Nobby and I, we've been around now for about, What? Wait, I'm sorry, excuse us just a second. What? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't give him a tickle, I'm so sorry. Hey! Just say hello to everyone. Sure, hello. That's very nice. Now, what do you hear? Don't watch my lips, by the way. I'm crap. All right. So what are you here for? Can you? I'll hide behind this for my lips. All right. What are you here for? Can you do us a short gag? Sure. No, I didn't mean that. No, not that. No. Would you tell us a joke? Is what I meant. Can you tell us a joke?
Sure. What is the difference between light and hard?
I've no idea. What is the difference between light and hard?
Well, you can sleep with a light on.
But I think, if you don't mind, no. These are nice people, for crying out loud. I'm sorry. We do a trick, and he loves doing it. He really does. But in order for us to do this trick, we have to hypnotise Nobby. Yes, we do. Just come here. Loosen up. You're too stiff. Now, watch the finger. That's it. That's it. Out like a light. And now that Nobby is completely out like a light and sleeping like a baby, we can, in fact, do that trick. It is an amazing trick, which has been around for many... Nobby! What are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know, but it sure feels good.
Oh, would you just... Don't do it too much. Look, you're dribbling all over the place. Watch the finger. That's... Got him this time. I think I've got him this time. Just going to test it out. Close your mouth. Anything I say. Okay, now we're going to do that trick, an amazing trick, which is simply entitled the Sawing in Half.
No way.
What's your problem?
No way.
No, would you just... What's your problem?
Is it safe?
What?
Is it safe?
Come with me. Excuse us just a second. Yeah. Safe as houses, how's that?
It's not raining.
It's not a rain... You're not even hypnotised, are you? No, all right, I'm going to hypnotise Nobby this time, and this time I know it will not fail. And now the trick. It is the amazing Sawing in Half. Watch the fella's eyes water. Here we go. And now to awaken Nobby. Nobby, awaken. Yes, he's up. He's about, and he's excited. But he always is excited when he's just woken up. Right. Tell him how you feel.
Huh?
Tell them how you feel.
Sure. Jewish.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Nobby. Thank you very much. Oh, yes.
Phil Butler and Nobby. Are we still on the air? Oh, we're fine. Okay. You're killing yourself laughing. I don't know what you were laughing so much for. Ah, right. More entertainment. We like to keep the entertainment going on. By the way, thank you for the letters. You know the address. This comes from Fir Cottage in East Grinstead. It's got headed notepaper. Very nice. And it says, Dear James, I'm writing to ask if I could be a guest floor manager on one of your shows. I'm not you. Get away, I'm busy.
Mr. Jim Wales, it is the didgeridoo.
Oh, for goodness, that's not even my name.
Yes.
I know the didgeridoo.
It is the didgeridoo.
Hold that. So, right. Welcome, my good friend
It's the didgeridoo
Cyrung.
time.
Here. Nice right
Mr.
up.
Wales, it's the didgeridoo time, please, sir. Please, sir. It's the didgeridoo time.
All right, off over there. Right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Cyrung. Okay. Now, this is native didgeridoo music, but you know something tells me you're not an Aborigine.
I'm not an Aborigine, I'm Australian.
But you are Australian. So
Yeah.
I suppose it's near enough for us over here. Over there, it wouldn't be near enough. What is the greatest difficulty in playing one of these? Because I did try before. You just blow through it.
The greatest difficulty would just be the initial sound you have to make, which is just loose lips and create the vibration.
Yeah.
Because once you've got that, it'll lead you through the different techniques. It's sort of very self-empowering instrument.
And do you make the music up yourself, or I mean, is there the?
Well, you can apply it to modern music very easily, but inherent within the didgeridoo are frequencies and rhythms which will come out, which is why I've sort of developed certain healing techniques and that, working with deaf people and different people who are sort of less fortunately born. They can actually empower themselves through the instrument, learn to express through the instrument.
So can you play something, first of all, for us tonight that is recognisable, but not on the didgeridoo, normally?
Yeah, I could do Amazing Grace.
Would you like that? Yeah! Take it away. Go on, let's hear it. Right. This is the big... We've got two. Is there a real difference between this?
Yeah, the difference is this one's in F.
Yeah.
It's more for a faster sort of rhythm, and this one's in B. And this is for some more slow.
Okay. You think it's clever? Let's just blow through there a minute. Sorry about that, Cyrung. Right.
I'd like to do that again if I can.
Yeah, well, we've got another minute or so, Cyrung.
Yeah,
what?
because I didn't really pull it off very well.
Is it difficult?
It is difficult because my voice wasn't warmed up to that. I was just playing that before.
Okay, well, do something different.
So,
do something
yeah,
else.
I'll
go
do
on.
something.
Yeah, okay, go on. You go.
I don't know if you heard
I love
Amazing
that.
Grace. I started to get it out.
Yeah, no, go on. You
Maybe
go
it'll come out better in this one.
Excellent.
You heard it then?
Yeah, I like that, yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I couldn't hear the bagpipes, but...
well, yeah.
Good. You stay around, listen, we'll do some more of that, because it's fun. All right.
All right,
Lisa Harrow is here, ladies and gentlemen. Lisa, of course, is... she's been in one of my favourite TV shows, and that is Poirot. And that wasn't the reason I got her here, because Lisa's husband, who's sitting next to her, is going to come and talk to us all about Wales in a few minutes. So you've got to come and talk to us about Wales, too.
I think so, yes.
Yeah. You've actually... You're going off soon to do some filming? Whereabouts?
Hawaii.
Oh, really? Oh, that's all right. Can I come?
Well, you have to ask him. He's
Shall I
sure
come?
to
Yes,
ask.
come. Join us. Absolutely.
Yeah. And what are you going to do? You're going to get in the water and swim with them and...
Well, we're going to try to see them up close. I have a friend who's a quadriplegic. We're going to try to put him in the water with a whale.
And they say that that actually does have sort of healing and therapeutic... We're going on from talking about didgeridoos. That has a sort of therapeutic...
Apparently. That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah.
But
Now, your old man's very interesting, isn't he, really? Because he's the man who actually discovered that whales have, can have conversations with each other.
Yeah.
Because he won't just... You explain it for me. Go on.
Well, he's the man who was one of the two people responsible for discovering what humpback whales do is sing. Because Roger, as well as being a scientist, is also a musician, and he analysed the sounds that they were making and recognised that it was formal music, very much obeying the laws of the music as we know it, and that they sing in a pattern, and not only do they sing in verse, and that they also reproduce their songs over a cycle of about 5 years and then gradually change it.
So they do actually have conversations? Maybe
That's
conversations
separate
going
from
on
the
for
singing,
sort of
yes, the conversations are other things. That's just sounds that they communicate across the oceans. But the song is an individual thing, isn't it?
that's right.
Yeah, it's just one male humpback singing. What is he singing to? Well,
Another.
a didgeridoo
humpback.
goes across a desert. A song goes across.
Well, the frequencies the didgeridoo is like natural harmonics as well. Like I can do whale sounds through this. Do you want to?
Oh,
Yeah,
do
oh,
it.
please
Well,
do,
sound,
yeah.
yes.
That scale although it might not sound very melodic, is actually the harmonic scale that the whales use. You can hear it with the whistles as well. This scale is like the scale of music of the spheres, they call it, which you can communicate with whales. Other friends who play didgeridoos have called whales and dolphins in through the didgeridoo. You can actually stick it underwater.
You'll have to talk to Roger about that. Maybe you could go with him. Come back and talk to us in the next part, OK? For the moment, some music now. Peacemaker are back, and they're singing a song called My Father, Elusive!
You were my life, I'll never ever leave you. You told me lies, I'll never ever believe you. You look around, you're shadowing your partner. Look around, I thought you would be sharper. We have it all, before we have our politics. A man and a man and a man, to stand up and be tall, it takes a minute, a day. Take your life away. If you're expecting something different, then I'll tell you what I say. You run away, determined not to please me. I told you once, I told you not to tease me. I know you are, to know your enemy. But this is one thing I really felt I see. We have it all, before we have our all. It takes a man and a man and a man to stand up and be tall. It takes a minute, a day, to take your life away. If you're expecting something different, then I'll tell you what I say. Elusive is the talk of my father, and explosive is the lash of my tongue. Expensive is the death of my woman, and dangerous is the speed of my gun. Witness today the Revelation saga. I believe that one of us is harder. To be with me, you have to turn a blind eye. To live in peace and harmony, I try. We have it all, but we have a ball. It takes a man and a man and a man to stand up and be tall. It takes a minute, a day, to take your life away. If you're expecting something different, then I'll tell you what I say. Elusive is the talk of my father, and explosive is the lash of my tongue. Expensive is the death of my woman, and dangerous is the speed of my gun. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Dangerous. It's dangerous. Elusive is the talk of my father, and explosive is the lash of my tongue. Expensive is the test of my woman, and dangerous is the speed of my gun. Did you know that dangerous is the speed of my gun?
Peacemaker and My Father Elusive. We're back after the break. Before we go to the break, A holiday in Crete could be yours if you could tell us which recent feature film tells the story of freeing the Ocker whale. Was it Born Free, Free Willy, or Cry Freedom? Phone us on 0891 900 007. Lines are open till midnight on Sunday, and we'll be back in a couple of moments. Please, it's almost spontaneous. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome back, final part of the programme. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Baz! Hey! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Prince Bazing Boy!
Thank you, James.
And a member of the royal family, nice to have you with us. So, why have you got my butler standing beside you? What?
Because I'm used to being served.
That's absolutely right, Mr. Baz. Absolutely right.
No, but seeing Humphrey, it sort of reminded me that there are a lot of British actors who do go to Hollywood and star in movies as butlers.
Good evening, Mr. Baz.
Don't... Shush! Thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
You didn't get the part.
I thought you're not supposed to sort of say anything to your spoken to.
Yes, stand straight up. That's it, good. Fine.
Good evening, Mr. Baz.
Good evening to you too, yes. Go to Nigeria.
Okay, Baz, come on.
No, John Gielgud and Arthur.
He's not like John Gielgud.
No, he's not.
Sir
actually.
John.
Who was 90 today.
Round of applause.
Michael...
You and I should live so long.
Absolutely, he's a great actor. Michael Gough is in the Batman movies, plays the butler. And Jonathan Hyde is about to go to Hollywood to be in Richie Rich opposite Macaulay Culkin, which I think is a very good role.
Next week, because we haven't got much time, next
Yes?
week I want to talk about this proposal to stop some of the nasty videos that are available. And whether filmmakers...
We'll talk about it. I'm not going to say too much about it.
No,
I have certain
have a
views
think for
about
next
that.
week.
It's a bit dangerous.
Yeah.
A bit dangerous. And doesn't up her legs like Ellie McPherson's?
Do you think so? Does Danny look like...
They're very long legs.
Do you think so?
Very long legs,
Yeah.
it occurred to me.
OK, so next week
We'll do that.
Right.
It's a serious topic, so
Okay.
we shouldn't do it now.
OK, Baz.
Yeah.
Do you want to... Humphrey? Kitchen, make some tea for later after the show.
Of course,
Fine.
Great, please.
OK. Right, ladies and gentlemen, now time for me to go over to my friend Jerry Hayes. Woo!
James, there's a very special person in the audience today who is 20 tonight.
Sorry.
It's Bradley! It's Bradley!
Hang on, Bradley. Happy birthday, Bradley. This is about politics. Don't worry, we don't want to see Bradley. We want to stay here. OK.
Because he's got all
Last week I asked the question, what? Hello.
Yes, go on.
What was a quango? What is a quango?
Quango.
Jerry did not manage to answer that.
I can't.
Oh, sorry. I've just gotten on a
You've trod on his didgeridoo.
Never mind the didgeridoo. Quango. Do you want to say anything?
Used to be a quasi-autonomous governmental organisation.
This
We don't
is
call them that anymore.
No,
we
no,
call
no,
them
no.
non-direct government organisations, which
Yep.
are basically the same.
I didn't break it, did I? No. This is something that takes 25% of all the taxable income in this country.
Yes,
25%.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
These people are not elected.
No.
There are more of them under your friend John's government than ever before.
Yes.
And you can sit there
Yes.
without smirking, saying
I'm
it's a
not
good thing.
smirking.
They're not. Why don't you get rid of them? They're not accountable.
No,
It is
they are
not.
accountable. They're accountable through Parliament and through ministers.
Why
Would you
are
like
they
to be appointed
paid?
to one, James?
Could I?
Of course you could. Now, you're interested in the environment. I'm in the Department of the Environment. If we put you on, of course my minister agrees, I'm sure he would, put you on a quango to serve for nothing, just the honour of doing it, and doing what you could for the environment.
These people in
Would you
quangos
do
get
it?
at least 80, 90, 100,000 pounds a year.
The majority of people
I
in quangos get absolutely nothing, except their travelling expenses.
Okay,
but
well,
they do it for the honour of serving their country.
could
Would
I
you
have
like to
one
do
of
it?
the-
Would you
no,
like to?
no, I
James,
want
can
one
I
of the-
offer you a job?
Only if the people vote me in. If
No,
the
no,
peop-
no,
do
no.
you want me to do it?
Yes.
Oh, it seems that I've been voted in. Well, we'll talk about this
We'll
later.
talk about this next week.
Quangos.
Yeah.
We in the country are not happy with too many quangos.
No. As long as they do a good job. As long as they do a good job.
Nobody can find out what they do. What?
I think you put your time to
And nobody...
No, but it's true. They're perfectly accountable to the House of Commons. And
They're
to you,
accountable to the
people.
House of Commons.
And to you, the people.
people of Harlow.
And to the people of Harlow.
Okay.
God bless them all.
Right.
All warm, vibrant.
Do we
voters,
agree
all
with
of them.
Jerry? If you want to write to Jerry, you know the address. It's on the wall over there. Write to us at
Carnaby Street.
Whale On, MMTV, 5 to 7 Carnaby Street. We did get a letter, and this is my final bit for you today, from Cornwall. And this comes from Chris Megson in Cornwall. And he says, at the time of writing this, the Conservative Party praying for their conference in Plymouth. The agenda increases, it is inevitable that the tax increases on the agenda increase that Jerry Hayes has defended these on your programme,
that's right,
stating that the money is required to keep our hospitals open.
That's right.
An absolute fortune has been spent on security arrangements and extra policing for these thingamabobs, these conferences.
Yes.
Why don't you not have the conferences and put all the money into the health service? Quick answer, please. Just
Well, the simple reason doesn't make sense. If we
I
hide,
thought it
if
was
we
quite
as politicians,
sensible
no,
myself.
if
No, I
we,
thought it was
as,
quite
if we as
sensible, really.
politicians hide in our bunkers and not accessible to the people, you will say we're cowards, and the IRA would have won. So it's quite simple.
You're not
We want to be
accessible with
accessible.
all that security.
Look, yes, we are. But
I'll see
we've
you
got
next
people
week.
like me on the IRA death list. Got to have some protection.
Well, please,
but
they're not
I need
interested in
protection,
you.
more protection from you,
Quangos.
James.
Next week, more on Quangos. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Hayes. Now, this is our feature in the programme now towards this part. This is the whale part. And actually, Roger, who we met before, Roger Payne and Lisa Harrow, Mrs. Payne, or Mr. Harrow, whichever you know, fine, is the president of the Whale Conservation Institute. So he's quite a top guy, isn't he, in whaling, really? Roger, you're a top guy.
I can't say it.
Roger, you are a top guy.
Yes, he's a top guy. Yes, he is.
It's, you know. And we heard last week, we heard quite an eloquent talk from Jakob Magnusson last week, who I hope will come back, who is from Iceland.
Yes.
Saying that he wasn't really happy with the way some of the propaganda had been done, particularly what Greenpeace had been doing, and that the minke whales in particular have become epidemic proportions now, eating a lot of fish. We, the public, are finding it difficult to know who to believe, because somebody says, oh, there are 800,000 of these whales, and somebody else says there are none. How can we know?
Well, everybody tries to figure out numbers, and those people who are paid by the whaling industry figure out higher numbers than those people who look at it from other scientific viewpoints. And what Magnusson is talking about is nonsense, and what really happens is that the population of whales which is being hunted by Iceland is, in fact, considered to be an endangered population.
They're not hunting them at the moment, and they're one of the nations that haven't started hunting
That's
them.
right. But Iceland has dropped out of the International Whaling Commission and has indicated that she's going to do whatever she pleases. And I think Icelanders would do well to realize that for every Icelander, there are 24,000 non-Icelanders. Iceland doesn't own the whales in the North Atlantic. She's behaving as though she does, but she doesn't own them. I think that's, that's an important point to understand.
I think also, though, we have to look at their side of it as well slightly, that Iceland is it's a very small, I think, 250,000 total population, the people who live right up in the north, and there's very little else for them. I mean, they don't, there are not very many vegetarians in Iceland.
Yes, but there are fish that Icelanders can eat, and in fact, they can't eat as many whales as they're killing, because what they're really doing is catching them in order to send them to Japan. It's an
when they used to
export
kill
industry.
them, because they aren't, as we talk, are they?
Right. The killing of whales by Iceland is for purposes of generating foreign exchange. That's what they're trying to do.
Would you be happier, Roger, if whales could be killed or culled, or whichever word you want to use, more humanely?
Well, I'd be happier if whales weren't killed. I mean, it seems to me you take an animal that sings songs, that uses rhyme in its songs, that changes its songs according to laws which are very similar to human laws of musical composition, and you eat them. I mean, maybe rock musicians, we should be eating them. They're a wonderful resource. And so it's a madness, a kind of, I don't think anybody's ever been improved by whaling.
There's been a lot of talk that whales could well have developed further than we have.
Yes, they have brains which have fancier architecture to their brains than we do, and nobody knows what they use their brains for. And there's a real possibility that that is the case. So again, why take something like that and just destroy it? I don't think, it does us no good, it seems to me. And in Japan, where whaling is very popular, the Japanese industry for whaling is such a tiny, tiny fragment of the Japanese diet. I once figured out that because of the rate at which Japan is improving its standard of living, if they stopped eating whales, they would go back to where they were about 8 hours ago.
Okay, let's look at our clip tonight on the programme from The Last Whale. And here it is. This is all about, funnily enough, the Tokyo fish market. And some of these sites are pretty horrific as well. Let's have a look at this.
With a population of nearly 125 million people, Japan relies heavily on the world's oceans as a major food supply.
I think what Japan is afraid of is that if they lose the whaling issue and have to stop whaling, they'll have to stop a lot of forms of fishing. But the answer is, of course they have to stop a lot of forms of fishing because they're so incredibly destructive that if they don't, they'll lose the resource itself. They don't seem to care about that, but that's incredibly important.
This is not sentimental. This is not cultural. This is a need of life. It's a we eat them, we feed on them, and we quit it. Then next, the story must be tuna and shark.
Well, we've asked the Japanese to appear on the programme, and they are, I can tell you at this moment, considering it. They feel they have a case to put, and they'd like to put it. Is it fair to say that whales are superior in most people's minds to cows, sheep, other forms of animals that we grow for meat? Or are we moving to a time, do you think, when human beings won't eat meat at all?
Well, I think we're growing up, and I think we could move into such a time. Whether they're superior or not, nobody can say one way or the other. But we'll certainly never find out if we take what is an endangered resource and proceed to destroy it for, I think the lowest use I can imagine putting a whale to is just to go ahead and eat it, turning it into a kind of rubble, is what it amounts to.
It's also extraordinary. They've been on the Earth 19 million years more than us.
Even more than that.
And it's extraordinary that we have this power to somehow just decide we're going to holus bolus legislate a species out of existence simply because we want to make money or to feed our stomachs. So God knows there's enough to eat out there, isn't there, without having to eat them.
I think what people somehow have to understand is that whales have not been saved. We haven't done it. And what's about to happen is an effort to create a sanctuary in the Antarctic, totally needed because of the activities of Russia, which are totally illegal in killing whales and some of the problems of other whaling nations. That is going to be defeated by Japan. She has enough votes. And unless people do something about it, unless they go and write to people in the countries which have been basically induced by economics by Japan to come in and vote for killing whales, then we are going to lose the sanctuary in the Antarctic. And if we lose a sanctuary in the Antarctic, we lose everything. Whaling will begin again, won't be able to stop it. So I think what's
Can
really
we actually
important...
stop it now? I mean, I wonder while we're sitting here talking about this, and there have this film that will be shown in its entirety in a couple of weeks on London Weekend, in fact, all over the country, will be very upsetting to a lot of people. But how can we know that they're actually going to comply with the regulations put in force?
You can't. It is impossible to police whaling. That's why you need a sanctuary. It's extremely important. You can't police the Antarctic Ocean. The Russians have now admitted at the very highest level of government that they were cheating totally, that they were killing blue whales, right whales. They killed 2,500 right whales, single most endangered species, in just one 3-year period. So it simply can't be done. A blue whale is worth about $1 million or £1 million lying in the water dead next to a ship. So who can resist that kind of temptation? Absolutely. Who can resist that much temptation? No one can. So your only hope is to create a sanctuary where this will not happen. And the countries that are going to prevent it are countries which have been induced by Japan through economic need.
So what we need is for people to write to their
yes.
Yes,
we do.
Okay.
Yes, the countries are.
Lisa and Roger, the countries are...
Grenada?
We're going to mention those in another program.
Okay.
Because
good.
I wanted to finish with some
right.
music from Cyrung. You pick up the didgeridoo, Cyrung, just where you are? Yeah. And just play us something fairly up-tempo. And whilst you're doing that, we'll think about whaling, we'll think about some of the great tragedies the human race is inflicting on the rest of creation, and we'll be back here. I hope you can join us next week. Cyrung, take it away.
So I've got a tear in my eye over what was just mentioned, I must say. It's really very touching.
A very good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.